The bellhop froze mid-stride, the pianist in the lobby missed two notes, and the concierge leaned in to whisper, "She can't possibly be a guest in our penthouse." That moment, small and sneering, would become the spark that set fire to a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, a corporate scandal, and a five-star hotel's pristine image, all because they thought one black woman didn't look like she belonged. Her name was Charlotte McKinley, Char to those who knew her. 48 years old, Harvard law grad, CEO of a booming clean energy company, and mother of two college kids who could run circles around half the execs in their boardrooms. That morning, Char walked into the Holland Regency, one of Chicago's most elite hotels, dressed in a dove gray pantsuit and carrying a vintage Toomey weekender. Professional, elegant, and, to be honest, intimidating in the quietest way. She wasn't there for show. She was there to sign a renewable energy contract that would reshape the power grid across 4 states. Her assistant had booked her into the penthouse suite, 2 floors of glass and lake views that cost more than most folks rent for a year. But what Char hadn't booked was a confrontation. The front desk to Drew Stanton, slick hair, designer watch, and a practiced smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. He gave her the kind of once-over that was more inventory scan than greeting. Then his eyes darted past her to the white couple behind, matching tracksuits, a poodle in pearls, and the air of people who were used to being prioritized. Name? Drew asked, brisk and clipped. Charlotte McKinley. Penthouse suite. 2 nights. She handed over her Amex Platinum and her ID. He glanced at the card, then smirked. "I'm sorry, Miss McKinney," he trailed off, mangling her name on purpose. "Our penthouse is reserved for VIP members. I can offer you a deluxe king on the 6th floor." Char didn't flinch. "My assistant confirmed the reservation this morning. Number 89172. Drew barely looked at the screen. "That room requires management approval. It's highly unlikely we'd place an initial tier guest in there." The couple behind her chuckled, and the woman whispered just loud enough. Maybe she walked in off the street. Char took a breath. Calm, controlled. "Please recheck the system." Drew's fingers danced over the keyboard theatrically. "System's frozen. Tell you what, I'll downgrade you and refund the difference." "No," Char replied, voice even. "Call your general manager." "Now." Drew raised a brow, then gave a subtle nod. Security appeared. 2 large men in dark jackets, closing in like she'd just tossed a Molotov cocktail instead of requesting a room she'd already paid for. "Ma'am, you're disrupting check-in," Drew announced loudly, drawing curious stares from across the lobby. Char's heart was pounding, but her brain kicked into lawyer mode. "I'm documenting this," she said, pulling out her phone. "Under the Civil Rights Act, denial of equal accommodation based on race is actionable. Would you like to continue?" "Escort Ms. Whatever out," Drew barked. "Until she calms down." She didn't cry, didn't shout, just stepped out into the cold Chicago wind, her curls whipping around her face, and opened her laptop in the cafe next door. Within minutes, she had drafted a 4-paragraph email to the legal team at Regency Holdings, the general counsel, the VP of corporate risk, and the chief diversity officer. Subject line: immediate legal notice, discriminatory denial of service. She attached her reservation confirmation, video of Drew refusing her service, and citations from Illinois civil rights statutes. Then, with quiet precision, she blind copied her legal team, 5 civil rights attorneys who didn't just file lawsuits, they filed precedent. Back in the lobby, Drew was laughing with the poodle couple. He didn't know the fuse had been lit. An hour later, Char's phone buzzed. A call from Lydia Park, chief risk officer. "Ms. McKinley, we are horrified," Lydia stammered. "Please accept our deepest apologies. The penthouse is ready. Complimentary, of course." Char's voice didn't waver. "Your employee humiliated me publicly, breached state law, and caused reputational harm. I'm considering punitive damages." There was a pause. "What would you like us to do?" Char laid it out like a closing argument, a formal apology delivered in person by the GM, full stay comped, a $25,000 donation to the Chicago Urban League, immediate suspension of Drew pending investigation, and mandatory implicit bias training for all staff verified by an external firm within 30 days. Refuse, and she'd file a $10 million lawsuit. Press conference at noon. Cameras invited. By midnight, The hotel's parent company had convened an emergency call, CFO, GC, PR team, crisis lawyers billing $800 an hour. Social media hadn't exploded yet, but it was coming. And high net worth guests hated bad press more than bad service. The board voted by 2 a.m. Settle fast. Make Drew Stanton the scapegoat. At 8 a.m., Char returned. She didn't have to say a word. The GM, Gregory Holt, stood waiting at the entrance, red-eyed, shaken. Two reporters stood nearby. A photographer snapped as Char entered, arms folded. Drew was standing to the side, his name tag crooked, face pale. "Miss McKinley, I just wanted to SA." Char raised a hand. "Save it for the deposition." The penthouse was pristine. Fresh flowers. Fridge stocked. A handwritten apology on the nightstand. An envelope slid across the marble table. Inside, a $10 million settlement agreement. No NDA, she signed. By noon, news networks were spiraling. Five-star hotel pays $10 million after racial discrimination incident. Panels debated corporate bias, brand integrity, implicit racism in luxury spaces. Holland Regency's stock dropped 12% in 2 days. Drew was fired. Tried to wipe his LinkedIn. Didn't matter, screenshots are forever. The hotel chain launched a $5 million DI initiative. Partnered with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. Quarterly audits. PR spin in full force. Meanwhile, Char closed her $60 million energy deal. Her firm's valuation skyrocketed. She was invited to speak at Harvard Law, then at TED, delivering a talk called Turning Prejudice into Power. Because here's the thing. 1 second of unchecked bias can spiral into 8-figure damage. One clipped tone at the front desk can light a corporate fire. A 30-second phone video can take down years of reputation building. And in the end, poise wins. Char never raised her voice. She raised her standard. And the cost of that lesson? $10 million. So now, I'll ask you, have you ever walked into a place and felt the air change because of how you looked? Have you ever seen someone else shut down, dismissed, or redirected to the lower floor of life? Drop your story below. Because every comment, every truth told, adds fuel to the movement. And if you believe prejudice has a price and justice should never go out of style, go ahead, like this video, subscribe for more stories like this, and tell us what justice looks like in your city.